Hello everyone, my name is Cap, and welcome back to the channel and another 7 Days to Die video. This is Alpha 17.2, which was just released, and one of the things people have been asking me to retest since Alpha 16 and prior was Hay Bales, and how much of a fall you can take onto these before you start taking damage, break a leg, or even die. In Alpha 16 and prior, you could fall from the moon and land on hay bales, and it wouldn't hurt you, for the most part. There was a couple of stipulations, that I proved in another video, which you could take it, but just a general fall on top of it. You could fall from outer space, and it wouldn't take a point of damage at all. But that's changed in Alpha 17. You can only fall up to a maximum speed of 1 before it starts taking damage, which I only know that from the XML files, and that really doesn't mean anything in terms of how high you are. So what I decided to do was to kind of do another test here to see how high you can go. Now I have it set up here, right up there is 25 blocks, and when I was doing my testing, I'm starting up at this high because prior to this you can't see any kind of difference whatsoever. This is at 21 blocks right here, and this is the first point in which I noticed that when you hit that you're not taking any damage. But if you go up just a little bit higher to 23, and when I fall off here and land on the hay, you can see I took a point of damage there. At 23 blocks, that's when I seem to start taking damage from taking falls. Now, it was only 1 point, and I can do the same thing over and over again, and it's not going to cause a broken leg or anything. It doesn't even do a full point of damage if your health is going back up every time. But this seems to be the limit right here at 23 blocks to where I can start taking damage from these blocks. So, that's just what I found so far. And then you go up a little bit higher at 25 blocks, and when you hit the ground, you take a little bit more damage. So that one you did 3 damage to me. So at 25 blocks is when I really started noticing you taking a little bit more damage. But it wasn't high enough to take a sprain. I did test it. I fell off probably 5 or 6 times in a row and never actually sprained or broke a leg. So now we're going to go up. We're going to kind of extend this up a little bit higher and see where we need to be able to start taking breaks and start taking sprains. So that's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Move this out of the way so we don't hit it on the way down. Make a little diving board. Okay, so this is at 30 blocks. Alright, so at 30 blocks, let's see what we do when we hit the ground here. Okay, so at 30 blocks, we took a sprain. So that's definitely interesting to go from 25 blocks up where you only take 3 damage to at 30 blocks, just 5 blocks higher than that, you can take a sprain. So let's reset this real quick. Okay, so we got it reset up here. I want to make sure that we have the exact value here. Okay, so this is at 30. So that means that this one's at 29. Okay, so we're still taking damage. Of course, from that high up, we took damage along with it. So 29 blocks, let's see if we get another sprain from this high up or not. Okay, so 29 blocks, and we'll do it one more time just to double check to make sure that it's not compounded, that the amount of times number you fall on it will cause it to sprain again. So at 29 blocks, okay, so we're only taking damage. So it seems that 30 blocks up is the limit in which you start taking a sprain. So we'll go ahead and mark this one off. Let me see, we'll put a sign on here. Okay. Alright, so now that we know where you start getting sprains in, and that's at 30 here, let's double check just to make sure. I want to make sure we get, full due diligence here. Alright, so let's get this drop here. Sometimes after you've used a first aid kit when you're doing these testings, it doesn't work every single time. So we're going to just test it one more time. Okay, so we got the sprain here. That's no big deal. Alright, so fix that one. We're good to go. At 30 blocks up, this is where we get the sprain. So we definitely need to check to see when we start getting breaks. So we'll go up in just increments of 5. So 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, so this one's at 35. Alright, so let's see what happens at 35. Let's hit it right in the center if we can. Okay, nothing yet here. We'll retest it again because it's, again, it's wonky. But we'll get the best testing that we can. Okay, 35 blocks up. And we got a break. Okay, so between 30 and 35 is a short amount of distance between, a sprain and a break. Okay, so we'll clear that debuff up. Which, interestingly enough, is that while we're still healing, we're not actually taking any damage in this. Okay, so 35 blocks up is a break. Let's go down to 34 to see. We'll do since it's just a 5 block increment, we'll do just one at a time and to see where it's actually at. Okay, 34 blocks, we got a break as well. Okay, let's clear that up. And our healing is down, so we're no longer going to be, we're going to start taking more damage. Okay, so 34. Let's do it at 33. Okay, 33 blocks up. Okay, we took damage on that, but we didn't get any kind of debuff on that one, so let's try it again here. Interesting. 33 blocks is causing some issues. Alright, so let's see. Make sure we don't have any kind of... Okay, so there are 33 blocks up again. Okay, we're just taking damage at 33 blocks, but we're not getting any kind of debuff. We know at 30 we were getting a spray, and at 34 we were getting a break. So let's go down one more just to see here. 33 seems to be on the weird side of things. But, you know, that's what we're doing this testing for. Okay, so 32 blocks up. We're not taking any damage there either. Alright, let's get our health back up again, because we don't want to not be paying attention and walk off and die at once. Alright, so we are at 32 blocks up, and this is 32 directly above it. I didn't count the very first one on the ground, so we are a full 32 blocks up. Okay, so we'll get our healing up, but we can still take fall debuffs here. Okay, so 32 blocks up, and we got a broke there. Okay, let's fix that. So we got a sprain at 30, and a break at 32. Let's go down one more. Alright, so let's try this again at 32 blocks. Nothing there. Wait, sorry, we are at 31 blocks up here, and that was last one. Okay, so let's try this at 31. Oh, we got a break at 31 too. Okay, that's interesting. To go from broken to sprained is like 1 block difference here. Let's double check just to make sure. So 30 blocks, we're just gonna walk directly off. Okay, so we got the sprain. Okay, that's very interesting. We'll test it one more time here. Okay, so 30 blocks up, we get a sprain every time. Starting at 31, we're starting to see breaks. So let's see if we get that again. Oh, now there's a sprain at 31 too. Interesting. Okay. Let's double check this. We're going to do just as many tests as we can here, so we'll have a definitive answer. I'm not quite sure here. Okay, so at 31 we got another sprain. Okay, 31 at a sprain again. Let's go up one more to 32. 32 blocks up. And we got a break. Alright. So it seems like the barrier between a break and a sprain is between 31 and 32 blocks. At 30, I only got sprains in the multiple tests I could never get it to break. At 31, I occasionally got a sprain. I think once or twice I actually got a break. At 32 blocks up is when I start getting a leg break, and that was consistent. I never did get a sprain from 32 blocks up. So it seems like the big barrier between when you're going to get a broken leg and a sprained leg is at 31 to 32 blocks. I think it's a little bit wonky between these two. 31 is kind of could go either direction. 32 seems to define when it's going to be a break. So the next thing we need to figure out is how high you need to be before you die, because I know people are going to want to know that for some reason in case you want to commit suicide the hardest possible way. So we have to make sure we don't have our health buff going on here, so we have to wait for that to get there. But we're not taking a tremendous amount of damage at 32, so we're gonna have to go up. While we're doing this, I'll get the tower built up a little ways. We'll probably start off at about 50 and see how much damage we take there. So give me just a minute. Alright, from up here we are at 50 blocks up. I don't believe this is going to be high enough to kill us. We don't have any debuffs. You can see right at the moment we don't have any of our health going on here. We definitely don't have God mode on. So all we're going to do is walk off, hit the hay bales at 50, and see how much damage we take here. So we only took 29 total damage from there. So we didn't take a tremendous amount of damage. It definitely wasn't enough to kill us. So what we need to do is to go up here. Now I don't have any perks in this. I don't have anything going on here. I no armor, nothing to stop that would possibly deviate from how much damage I'm taking. I am a little bit on the higher level here just from killing certain things, but I haven't put any skill points in anything, any stats anywhere. So everything is exactly where it was. So people want to know, well, what about if you put this perk in? Where do you put that? This is just for a default to see where we are, where you have to be here. So at 50 blocks, it didn't do anything real. Alright, so we are at 75 blocks now, and we're full health here. Again, no perks or anything here, so let's see what happens at 75. See if we can hit terminal velocity. Okay, so we still took less than half of our total amount of life between 100. Of course, our max life is going to go down when we do that because we are actually taking damage, but at least it still hasn't killed us. So you can still fall from 75 blocks up without, having any severe problems. You're going to, lose a little bit of max health, but let's jack up a little bit higher. Alright, so now we are 100 blocks up in the air. I don't honestly know why you would need to be up here unless you're building a zombie escape tower or something, but, you know, people are going to want to know how far you can fall before you die. 75 blocks up, we didn't even take half of our total life. Of course, you're going to get a broken leg if you do this, because you're definitely going to take a lot of damage. Okay, so that took a decent chunk. That took us a little bit higher. That's at 100 blocks up there. So we'll keep going until figure out how we can go before it kills us. Because I honestly didn't think you could take a fall from this high and still survive, but, you know, clearly I'm wrong. So let's jack this tower up a little bit higher. Alright, so now we are 125 blocks up here. We are way up here, but let's just get right to it. Let's see if this is enough to kill us here. Let's get a little bit closer. We are definitely a little bit low on life, that's for sure. Okay, so maybe about 150 blocks will do it. So let's get this reset again. Okay, and now we are 150 blocks off there. I mean, the maximum height you can build in this general area is only like 192 blocks. So if this doesn't kill us, you're to the point now where I don't think you're ever going to die from falling, because we're taller than the mountains are now. It's not like you can fall all the way down here anyway. But, again, people want to know, so I'm going to test it the best I possibly can. And let's see, 150 blocks. Oh, that got us down to 8. I'm thinking like 155 might do it. Oh, we're almost there. Okay. Let's get this one reset again. 150 up here. I'm going to go up in just increment of 5 this time, just to make sure. Okay, so that's 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're at 155. Let's see if this is enough to kill us from a standard 100 health here. Let's scoot back just a little way, just in case we miss. Oh, no. Okay, so we only took 2 more damage from that extra 5 up here, so we're going to have to go up a little bit higher. Okay, 165 blocks up. Let's see, 155 only did 2 more damage, so I decided to go up just another 10 just to see if this would be enough. Our 165 blocks for all the money. Really? Really? We took the same amount of damage we did last time. Alright, well, we're going to have to just jump it up to 175 then. And we're pretty much getting close to the maximum height at which you can build in this freaking world. So, you know, 165 blocks and you still didn't die. 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 175. Okay, this has got to be it for all the marbles here. 175 blocks, this has got to be the magic number. Go back just a smidge, make sure we're lined up. We're good to go, right? There we go. Wow, okay, so between 155 and 175, or between 160 and 175, we took the exact same amount of damage. That's interesting. All right, well, we're at 175 up. Let's go 185 and see if that's enough here. I mean, from what I've been told and what I've been reading here, you can die. You can actually die from falling from these hay bales and stuff here. So let's see, 176, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 185. We are getting close to the top of the possible build limit here. So let's see here. We are going to take a direct fall. Let's see if we can hit right in the center. 185. We took the same amount of damage. That's really interesting. So I'm curious as to whether or not you can actually die from falling on hay bales, or if you can just take a maximum amount of damage. Again, I don't have any perks, I don't have any armor on, I don't have anything. So you know what? Let's just go up to our maximum build height, which is only should be about 8 more from where we are. That's as high as we can go right there. We are at the maximum build height for this general area here. So if we can't die from here, then the only other way you're going to die is if you're flying up above here. So, and even if they have it set so that you can take a maximum speed damage on this thing, let's see. Okay, so that is as high as up, about 150. What was it? 155. We got down to 6 life, and that from 155 to the maximum build height, you take the same amount of damage. Okay. What that means is I'm going to have to just fly up as high as I can, fall straight down, and see if there is a way to die if you come from a maximum altitude for some stupid reason, because people are going to want to see that. So, okay, we are 500 blocks off the ground. We can see the full map here. If this doesn't kill us, then it's not possible. So, no, I don't have any kind of god mode on, don't have any kind of buffs, no perks, no nothing. So 500 blocks up. Let's see what happens when we hit the hay. Again, okay, so that is the most amount of damage you can take, is down to 6 health from here from 100. Now, of course, if you have maximum health or anything like that, then it's going to change how much you take. But no, you can't die from falling on hay bales. That was the thing people wanted me to test. So, just to reiterate, so at 25 blocks is when you start taking damage, really. 25 blocks is when you first start really taking damage. 30 blocks is when you start getting a sprain. Between 31 and 32 is when you start getting breaks. And at 150 blocks is the minimum height you can be to take the most amount of damage. After that, you're taking the same amount regardless of the height of the fall. Alright, well, hopefully this was useful to you guys in some form or fashion, so you know you can still take a jump onto hay bales from at least 25 blocks up before you start taking damage. Or really any kind of damage, you take like 1 or 2. But you don't have to worry about taking any kind of sprains. So, if you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave those at. Comment section down below. If you found the video useful, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And be sure to subscribe if you're not already. And smash that bell icon so you get notified when new videos go live. Thank you guys so much for all your support. You have a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you later.